And it's like you have these things you try, but they don't work. And you know they're not working, but you just keep trying them anyway because you kind of built a habit trying the same thing. And then it's like, but you're still getting let down when it doesn't work. Instead of realizing, hey, this never works. Maybe it's time to do something totally different.
Welcome to What I Love About Sex, where some incredible guests and I, Steph Kanowski, will be bringing you the tools for improving your sex life with topics such as sex issues with your partner, sexual self-confidence, premature ejaculation, sexual shame, masturbation, sharing your fetishes, orgasmic pleasure, and more. Sex is still so taboo, and I personally believe that by improving our understanding and communication skills around sex, we can enhance our own self-pleasure as well as deepening our long-term romantic relationships. So listen in, try to stay open-minded, and let's get started.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on the What I Love About Sex podcast. Today's episode is about why you need a sex plan. What do I mean by sex plan? I mean a sex game plan. I mean something to help you stay on track with your sex life, get what you want from your sex life, and be able to communicate through your sex life. And that's what I provide to my clients in my one-on-one coaching option, which is called my VIP Intensive. There's a special bundle, and they're on sale, actually, for Black Friday for this weekend. It's going through until Tuesday, and whether you're struggling with PE, DE, you want better sex in your relationship, or you want more sex in your relationship, definitely check out these VIP Intensive specials for this Black Friday. So this is the cheapest they will ever be. And I am also offering a special on my PE course. So that's going to be launching in 2023, January. So get on that because there's a 50% discount right now for Black Friday, going until 12 a.m. this Tuesday. So I will leave the links in the description for you to check out the specials, and I hope they help you. All right, so going into today's topic, why you need a sex plan, aka a game plan for your sex life. I have 3 points that are pretty strong to back this up and why I believe everyone should treat their sex life just as they do their health, just as they do their other relationships in life, just as they do their finances, right? And I've mentioned this multiple times at this point where we just assume our sex life should always be great because sex is great, right? But no, it's obviously not always great. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast and you wouldn't be following me on Instagram and everyone wouldn't be having problems with it, right? So number one, why you need a sex plan is without one, you keep doing the same things over and over, whether it's pertains just to yourself or whether it pertains to your relationship with your partner. You try the same things, you do the same things, you initiate sex the same way, you start the same conversations or end the same conversations the same way, you have sex in the same position every time, you get upset about the same things that your partner does and nothing changes. And it's like you have these things you try, but they don't work and you know they're not working, but you just keep trying them anyway because you kind of built a habit trying the same thing. And then it's like, but you're still getting let down when it doesn't work. Instead of realizing, hey, this never works. Maybe it's time to do something totally different, right? I've had, for instance, I have so many guys who tell me that they, whenever they're rejected sexually, they just give her the silent treatment for a while, walk away, and they just walk away quiet and sad, give the silent treatment, and then it's like it never happened an hour or so later. And I'll ask them, like, does that work for you? Like, how does that feel for you? And they never like it, and it doesn't help their sex become more frequent. It doesn't help them feel better. I mean, no one feels better after getting rejected, but it's not helping. It's not proactive. It's not productive, that way of behaving for them. Maybe for some guys it is. But for the majority that I speak to, it's something that just doesn't work and doesn't leave them feeling good about it, yet they always do that in that situation. Versus if I help them do something differently and have a different type of reaction, whether it's asking a question, whether it's doing something different physically, they tend to see, they do see a different result from that because it was a different action being taken. So we can only see different results from our partners when we do different things, right? Because a different action takes on a different result or invites a different result. So you can't keep trying the same thing to solve the same problems, because if there's still problems, clearly that tactic isn't working. And instead of continuing the habit of trying that same thing, it's time to switch it up and start a new habit that's actually effective, right? Second reason why you need a sex plan is you get no outside perspective when you don't talk to someone else about your sex life. And that's what keeps you feeling stuck, or that's what keeps a lot of you guys feeling stuck. Because if you're never getting any other feedback or any questions asked of you as to why you're doing certain things, it won't ever spark a new thought, a new idea. And with me, I don't want to come up with all the ideas for my client. It's not that I don't want to because I'm lazy. It's I don't want everything to come from my mouth, because if I'm just telling someone what to do all day, they're going to most likely do what they feel is best and go with their own voice and their own idea and their own gut. So what my goal is to get my client thinking along terms of something I think would be effective, but have it come from their mouth. So I provoke thoughts by asking questions and having them rethink some of the things they're doing. They're doing it now. And in this way, it comes from my client being like, maybe I should try doing A and B, and those things would work better. And then I'll go, oh yeah, like that would work better. But it takes me questioning certain things to get them into that insightful frame of mind where it sparks a new idea. See what I'm saying? So by talking to other people, and it doesn't have to be me, it could be another professional, another sex therapist, another sexologist, whatever. But you want to get outside perspective so that it provokes new thinking, new ideas for you, so that you can start questioning what you're doing and realizing, oh, I never thought to try this, and that would probably solve this problem that I just stated out loud. Because often we think the problem is one thing, but it's really something else. So that's what I find often with my clients. And they always say, I would never have thought of that. But it's not because I fed them the idea. It's I gave them a question and made them think for longer and made them dissect for longer their current situation. And when you break something up, you tend to understand it better. But if you're always looking at it the same way and you're always trying the same things around it, there's no spark of new thought. All right, so that outside perspective is really, really, really impactful. The third point why you need a sex plan is because it clarifies direction, and that clarity gives you confidence and also helps with new habit building. All right, so what I mean by this is that when I create sex plans or VIP intensives for my clients, what I do is I tell them exactly what they're going to do and how many times a week they will do it. I also tell them the exact questions. Once we have a discussion going back and forth, making sure that it has to do with what my client really wants and feels good for them, we come up together, I should say it that way, we come up together with the exact questions they should say or ask their partner. We come up together with the exact things they should be doing during the week and the comfortability of doing that to make sure it fits in with their lifestyle and their schedule. And it's very clear. It's okay, I know exactly what to do now to solve this issue that I talked about with Steph. I know what actions to take. I know how to react to certain thoughts I have. I know the questions I have to ask my partner, etc. And it's all laid out. And what makes that so helpful is that it could be really easy. For instance, let's say you're trying to overcome PE, right? Premature ejaculation. You go online and you see that, okay, I need to get out of my head. But what does that really mean? Does that mean you have a thought and you just yell at yourself? Because that's how a lot of guys take it. And that's not effective and that's not helpful. And because they realize that's not helpful, because it's not getting rid of the thoughts and not making them feel better, they give up on that and they're just like, oh, I tried it. But the real thing is, like, the major point is they didn't try it correctly because they didn't know specifically how to respond to those thoughts that would be effective and help them out of their PE little by little. And it has to happen little by little because that's how we overcome problems and sustainably. And that's also how we create new habits. So you want to do things the right way. You don't want to just Google something, take a guess, try it a few times, feel like it didn't work for you, and then say this doesn't work. It works. It works when you do it effectively over time, form a habit, and stay a little bit patient. But it's hard to be patient if you're not sure if you're doing it 100% correctly, right? So that's why when I give my clients a clear direction of exactly how to respond to certain thoughts, what to do in very specific scenarios, what to say when they're feeling a certain way with their partner, what questions to ask, it takes so much of that guessing out of the progress, and they're able to trust it more. And that makes them confident. Because think about it, if you know exactly what to say and you feel like, okay, well, I talked to a professional about this, it sounds really good to me, it's something I've never tried, I think it would feel really good if I did that instead of what I'm doing now, don't you think that would give you confidence? Where it's like, oh shit, okay, I know how to handle that now. And instead of the anxiety that floats around that certain situation where you're like, oh, what if this were to happen again? Instead, you're like, all right, I don't want it to happen again, but I know exactly how I'm going to react to it if it does. And that promotes confidence. It also promotes calmness in your body. So it takes the anxiety out of you physically, which allows you to perform better and feel better in your relationship. Keep romantic gestures going with your partner because you're not feeling like you're walking on eggshells just in case that thing were to happen again. So much comfort comes from having a game plan, having a sex plan. So I want you to keep that in mind because with the new year approaching, I know all of us set goals, right? We all do that. That's what happens on New Year's. Everyone has at least one thing they want to work on for the year, at least one, right? We often kind of exaggerate and can't think of the word right now, but just assume that we can make a lot more sustainable changes than we can. So I always aim for like 1 or 2 goals for the year. And I think that if you were to, especially if you're struggling sexually, it's important to have a clear idea of like, all right, going into the new year, starting now, because who's going to wait? Why wait for January? Let's start now so you could just cruise right into the year, making some positive changes, is to first of all, remember that your sex life, as I said, is just as important. You got to treat it exactly as you do your health improvement, your financial improvement, and your relationship improvement, and your happiness improvement. It's just one of those things that you have to continuously work on to keep a good, sustainable, strong feeling around it. So get clear on what is the challenge in my sex life that I'm going to work on improving in the next year, and what does sex plan work for me? And if it sounds like it would work for you, then definitely head on over to the VIP intensive specials for this Black Friday that will cut off by Tuesday at 12 a.m. I know a sex plan will help you. Whenever I have clients leave my VIP intensive, they're always stoked to continue forward. And when I check in with them 10 days later, they're always still super grateful and happy that they've made progress already. So it's really an offer of mine I truly believe in, and I want you guys to feel that confidence in your sex life. And if you're not feeling it now, at least feel confident in the path that you're moving on. And know that if things aren't so great now, then they will only get better because you have a plan that works for you and your lifestyle based on what you want for your sex life and what you want for your relationship. So the Black Friday special links will be in the description of this episode. But that's it, guys. Have an amazing morning, evening, or night wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you soon.
I hope this episode helped you. If it did, I would love for you to leave me an iTunes review. It would mean the world to me. You can also screenshot your favorite episodes and tag me on Instagram at Steph Ganowski. And before I go, remember, your sex life is as good as you make it out to be. Until next time.